Welcome to the Monster Report. I'm Eli Adam Poet, and today is Monster!
Awesome. Thank you for joining us for our Monster Report. Eli is here with me, and we are going to unbox some Playmates figures. We've got Jaguar, the Warbat, and we've got the Burning 95 Godzilla. So,
finally, we get to do it.
Yeah, these have been sitting in my office. We haven't had the chance to do a box day in a while, so you're here to finally get these things out of the boxes. And with the Playmates figures, at least for the most part, there's not much box to it. They're almost ready. But we're really glad to see these. Some of these were really highly sought after, especially the Jaguar. They were flying off the shelves as soon as the toys came in. And if you guys know, of course, supplies of toys, supply chains of toys have been all over the place. We're also Motu collectors, Masters of the Universe collectors, and some of those figures are hard to find, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of these three figures, which one do you want to unbox first? Oh, choices.
The Warbat?
The Warbat? Okay. Let's move this out of the way and take a look. Now, you haven't had the chance to really look at the new Godzilla vs. Kong movie, but let me show the camera here. And this guy looks like he's got a lot of assembly compared to the other ones, of course. So there's going to be a little bit of assembly with this guy, but the Warbat didn't have much of an appearance in the new Godzilla vs. Kong film. He did a nice little battle with Kong in Hollow Earth. Okay, so apparently the Earth is all open in the middle. Yeah, and so you can go right into the middle of it, and there's creatures down there. So
you mean that he came from the core of the Earth?
The core of the Earth, yes, exactly. Yes. It's kind of a silly movie, but one day when we get the chance to watch it together, you'll like it.
That's like how Rodan came out of that volcano.
Right.
Seriously, but more hotter.
In the legendary movies, all of the creatures seem to come out of the ground. Even Kong seems to have come out of the ground, out of the Middle Earth, I guess you could say, Hollow Earth.
But Godzilla came from the sea, not the Earth.
Well, yeah, and
he's kinda.
Yeah, he's a sea monster. He definitely is. Now, the funny thing about the Warbat is like, if you think of a big cave, you wouldn't think of anything really with wings. But then again, I'm wrong. What do you think about that has wings in a cave? A bat!
Yeah.
A bat, of course! Oh, goodness.
But the Warbat, I think, would be called a snake bat.
He does kind of look like a snake, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like a snake, and he's like a bat.
Yep.
And especially on the back, it shows like the skull crawler versus Kong. Like when he used that stick over the skull crawler, he went like.
Yeah, when he beat the skull crawler. Hey, what did you think about the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer that I made?
You mean like the Godzilla vs. Kong, like with like that Kong with the battle axe?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah.
And I made it look like it was the old trailer. Made it look like it was the old 1962 King Kong vs. Godzilla trailer.
Well, it's just because it's so cool that showed like the Godzilla vs. Kong with battle axe. But what happened to Godzilla by the time he made that big flash of light by the time of the end of the trailer?
Well, that's what a trailer's supposed to do. It's supposed to get you excited to see the movie.
It's just because...
Look at this. What have we got?
Oh, it looks like a little fighter jet.
And that's a little helicopter, a double-winged helicopter. Yeah, go ahead and tell us what they call it. Osprey. Okay, an Osprey. Okay.
So it's kind of like a fighter jet. It's kind of like a fighter jet. They even have the Kong with a fighter jet, but maybe a little different. It's kind of like, I know that there were like a bunch of helicopters over King Kong on Skull Island.
Now this is kind of cool. This one comes with some battle damage. So like the wing there, it looks like a piece of it was pulled off, and it gives you that piece to slide back into place. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so there's actually kind of a cool story going way back to when I was a kid. Jurassic Park, when they came out with the toys and the dinosaurs. Of course, everyone was making dinosaur toys. How did you know that the Jurassic Park toys were officially the Jurassic Park toys from the movie? Well, they had a JP logo on them, so Jurassic Park, JP, and then they also had battle damage. So it was like as if the dinosaurs could fight with each other, and like the side of the T-Rex would open up, and it was like you could see his ribs. It was kind of gruesome for a kid's toy.
Yeah.
So this one is kind of the same way. You see that battle damage? So you can get your thumbnail into this little wing section here. It just probably takes kid thumbnails, but and I'll show you there that it removes, and then you have his battle damage.
Well, Daddy, I'm just saying that I know that, like, if you haven't seen my Mega Godzilla, like, kids opening, like, Mega Godzilla with my brother Elliot, if you haven't seen that video,
you gotta watch it, right?
If you haven't seen that video, you could find it on YouTube some other time.
Right.
And it has a battle damage between like, its stomach.
The Mechagodzilla does.
The Mechagodzilla that I unboxed it with my brother Elliot.
There we are. There's the Warbat, fully assembled. I assume that's how it goes. Actually, let's look at the box to make sure. We don't need instructions, but tell me just by the picture, does that look like I got it right?
Unless you got this tail a little like.
Okay, it's curled a little different. So you can set his tail like that.
But the rest looks good.
It looks good?
Wait,
yeah.
Can I see that?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. What I'm questioning about this is the wings. Based on the picture, I'll show people the picture. I guess that's correct. It just kind of looks like there's some offset, kind of nature of these wings. That they're not quite symmetrical, but I guess that's kind of what it is, because he's kind of a flying snake, so he's curled around and all that, so the wings aren't going to be perfectly symmetrical on both sides.
It kind of looks like it's bending. It kind of looks like the end of his tail kind of bends.
Oh yeah, probably just a little motion there, but yeah, that's kind of what we've got. If again I did it right and I haven't damaged this, or it wasn't damaged on shipping, I'm just assuming that's correct, but not bad, Playmates, for a minor monster kaiju from the legendary movie, to create a little at-home toy. Now these are toys. I will call them toys instead of like your X Plus figures and all that, because these will sit on shelves. This one will sit on my shelf. But every once in a while I'll give you guys the chance to play with it. Oh, he has a hinged jaw, doesn't he?
That's what I was expecting it, but it can't really open.
Yeah, it really doesn't open that much, does it?
It's kind of like rubber, kind of.
Yeah, but it does have a hinge on it, doesn't it?
Okay.
You see that? Yeah, you see that it's built in there. If the camera would focus just enough, you can actually see that there is a hinged jaw on this Warbat. So, not bad. Not bad at all. So
let's skip to the other ones now.
Okay, let's go. Moving on, right? Which one? Jet Jaguar or Burning?
I guess Jet Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar. Okay. Now you have from long ago at G-Fest, I got you a Jet Jaguar little it's like a plush doll in a sense. See, he doesn't want to stand up. Why don't you figure out how to stand him up while I get this guy unboxed? Part of the figures are you got to make sure that they can stand up properly. Some of this is user error, right?
Can I maybe see the box?
Of the Warbat?
Yeah.
There you go. Don't tell me you're looking at these for instructions.
No, I'm just figuring out how to get the tail right.
Earlier, Eli was telling me on an old box day when he saw the instructions, he's like, I just want to take those and throw them in the trash, or I want to just take them and cut them with scissors, So
that's what my sister used to say.
Yeah, we don't need instructions, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, let's get Jet Jaguar out of this thing. And we've gotten Elliot, one of these Jet Jaguars.
Yeah, my brother. If you haven't seen him on a box day before, you'll see him in a Godzilla vs. Kong Mega Godzilla.
Yeah.
If you ever seen that episode, my dad's still editing it.
I know. By the time they see this show, it will be on the air so they can see it, okay, buddy?
Yeah.
Don't worry. They will get the chance to see your solo box day episode. So let's get these off the table here, clear things off.
Yeah, I already used to have a solo.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
unboxing.
Yeah, let's talk about some Jet Jaguar here and what we've got going with this Playmates figure.
Let me see.
Not bad Playmates. I'll show them to the camera, then I'll let you check them out and tell me what you think. So, as far as articulation, we've got some waist movement there. Both arms move. Not much. The hands are in a position that's not movable. Wrists, elbows do not move. We do have some head movement there. And that is pretty much it. He's kind of in a front stance pose. Have a seat. So a front stance pose there that he's ready to fight and ready to do battle with Gigan and Megalon there alongside of Godzilla. Stands up pretty good for that pose being a little precarious. So go ahead and set him down and check Jet Jaguar out and tell the audience what you think of him.
Well, I just think, Daddy. Well, while he was fighting, like, Megalon, while he was fighting it, like, every time when he fell in the dirt, he really looked dusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I had dust all over him.
So, you look at this color, you see that it's not maybe as bright as it could be, like it's not a really bright red or bright yellow. You've seen brighter yellows, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's interesting. They've kind of got a subdued, not so red, a not so yellow, not so blue. It's just kind of a little lighter. And so I don't know if that's they were trying to make it look film accurate because back then the colors didn't pop, as much as they do now in modern movies. That was a movie made back in the 1970s. So it's older than Daddy, if you can believe it.
Yikes.
So yeah. But what do you think about this Playmates Jet Jaguar?
Well, it's just because sometimes, like, if both of his arms were like this one, he was kind of like fighting mega long, like punching,
With his fingers up like that, I'm reminded of Ultraman quite a bit. Yeah. Well, yeah, the chop too, but when he does his ray that comes out of his fingers like that, that's what I think of when I think of this pose right here. It's kind of like that, but to avoid copyright, I guess Jet Jaguar has a little different kind of pose. But not bad for a whatever $20 figure from Walmart, and they're not going too bad out on the shelves. I even know in our local Walmart, I was lucky to nab him and the one for Elliot, and I even saw another one out there, but it was gone the next day. So, but the same day I found him, I found the Burning 95.
I'm on fire!
Yeah. Now I've got a few different versions of this. We'll see how it compares to the other ones. Now remember, this is, not as high dollar. This is probably, like I said, $20.
Don't tell me we're using the hairdryer.
I don't know if we're going to need to use the hairdryer because, as you know, anytime they package Godzilla, a lot of the times the tail section is not attached to him.
The Godzilla versus Kong, my Mecha Godzilla, it didn't need a hairdryer because it, pops on.
Maybe this one will be that same way. It'll just pop on there. So let's check this out.
I think the Godzilla versus Kong, if it has, something that can come on, and I think you don't need a hairdryer for Godzilla versus Kong.
Let's see how well this fits together. So you see that? It's got a little notch kind of cut out the bottom there where his tail goes in. I imagine this thing just pops right in. Yeah, no problem there. No problem at all.
It's kind of like he
just kind of takes a couple of twists and he's ready to go. So for an inexpensive Godzilla Burning 95, pretty good Playmates, although there's one thing you kind of missed here. His dorsal fins up to the removable tail, or the movable and removable tail. They just go right back to the regular color of the dorsal fins. They don't keep the nice red, orange look to them. That would have been nice if they could have kept that consistent. Not bad on the colorization on the chest, legs, and all that, and the back. Pretty good. There could have been a little bit more on the legs. You do see some on the shoulders happening there. When you remember seeing this film, of course, he's just bellowing smoke all the way off of him, and he's just got kind of this fire effect happening over the place. So there's my criticism as far as articulation. We got some head movements, arms, not like the NECA figures where we have elbow and wrist. We just have some leg movements and all that. There you go. Tell me what you think of the Burning 95.
Well, I remember, Daddy, like that trailer of yours, remember that Ghidra, it showed, scientists were, wondering what there was this big iceberg, inside their factory, and they were figuring out what was inside of it, and Ghidra was inside of it.
Okay.
And, when there was, someone, was holding up this, little just kind of, flashlight thing, and, there was a button on top of it, and when they touched it, it cracked the entire iceberg, and Ghidra escaped out of there.
So that was the Godzilla 2019, King of the Monsters, that was made in America. And there was a Burning Godzilla in there as well. I do have a figure of that Burning Godzilla, but this is the Toho Godzilla vs. Destroya. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That's the one this one is based off of. If you remember the one from 2019, King of the Monsters, he's totally orange, completely orange. And buildings are melting down next to him, if you remember. And things are exploding off of him. It's a real big show.
Well, when I was talking about just when the frozen Ghidra.
Oh, that, yes.
Well, Godzilla was on fire by the time the trailer was almost ended.
Okay, well, it's a trailer, so it takes pieces of the movie.
It was just burning,
Yeah.
I'm burning up!
But tell me what you think of this figure, this Playmates figure.
Well, this Playmate figure looks like he puts paint. It looks like he was painting a little picture, and he got paint all over himself.
Oh, so he was, so he's like an artist, and he's painting, and you could see that he splashed some paint on him accidentally every once in a while.
He's like, I'm so angry. Blah, 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 blah. And he splashes everywhere.
Why can't I get the colors just right? I will destroy the world. Also, something else, it may be, again, the lighting in this room, the studio lights that we have. It kind of shows up on camera there, but instead of it having like Godzilla's charcoal black / gray, dark color to his skin, this one has a purple kind of color to it, especially in the face. Can you see that purple? See how it's kind of a dark purple? You see that? Yeah, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
He's really purple even on the end of his tail.
Yeah. Unless I've got some color blindness, which is interesting because I work for optical company. So the idea here, I don't know if that was to make the orange and red look like it popped more instead of using the black. I don't know. I don't know why they may have chosen to do this. And likely, this is a mold from a prior Godzilla line that they've used.
Well, I'm just saying, Daddy, about these orange things right here.
The dorsal fins.
Yeah, the orange dorsal fin. It's kind of like there was a giant bucket inside a building, and by the time Godzilla destroyed it, it splattered all over himself and on his dorsal fins
Gotcha.
too.
So he's just covered in paint, is what you're trying to say.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I know that this has the same color as Mothra too.
Yeah.
Mothra is kind of yellow and orange too.
Yeah, and a lot of the times when Godzilla is on screen, let's put him out here with the other guys, a lot of times when he's on screen, it's kind of hard to see him at times because he is such a dark color until he lights up with the, he's going to burn fire, breathe fire, and all that. So when he's being shot at night, especially, it's hard to see him. During the daytime, obviously, we can see him really well with the clouds in the sky in the background with his dark color. But at night, he can kind of be creeping through the shadows. So the Burning Godzilla made a really scary look when you had him being shot at night, actually, and the movies were set at night. Last thing we're gonna close up this episode. What were we gonna say?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
I wasn't really going to say anything.
That's okay. So, we've got 3 new Playmates for the shelf. What do you think? Cool?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So, Thank you guys for joining us on Box Day. Let us know in the comments what you think about these Playmates figures, whether you've got them or maybe because of this video you decided to get them yourselves. It'd be interesting to see some of the comments that are out there, so leave them. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. Check us out on podcasts because we've got the new Monster Report podcast for you to listen to on the road with great interviews and all kinds of cool material and content coming up. For me, Nick Adam Poling and Eli Adam Poling, we'll catch you next time on the Monster Report. We'll see ya.
Bye!